there is no record whatsoever at the Division for Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea or with the UN Secretary General, United Nations Secretary General, showing that the Philippines has submitted geographical coordinates of its maritime zone. Now, if you want to challenge me on this, you can check the website of the Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea. Yan ang totoo, which is correct si Senator Marcoleta on this. Wala tayong sinubmit sa DOALOS or Division for Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea so far, or sa UN Secretary General na coordinates.
Meron pong mga inilatag doon si Senador Marcoleta, like patungkol doon sa meron ba tayong coordinates, ganun.
Yeah.
Meron siyang nabanggit, tapos meron siyang ipinakita din na mapa na kinikilala ng buong mundo. Tayo lang kasi yung nakakaalam po doon. Tayo lang yung may batas patungkol po doon sa West Philippines. Meron siyang sinasabi na kailangan kasi doon, kaya nga nababansagan siya na pro-China daw, pero ang sa kanya naman gusto niyang palakasin yung claim natin kung meron ba tayong ganito para yun yung ating kasi ito yung mga requirements. Tama po ba, Prof?
Oh, magandang tanong mo kasi inaano nila si Kong Marcoleta binabansagan nila na pro-China, which is actually, to be a friend of a country like China is not necessarily being pro that country, or let us say specifically in this case is China. No, being friend is okay. That's why we have what you call diplomacy. Ano ang gamit ng Department of Foreign Affairs kung hindi marunong makipagkaibigan ang mga Pilipino sa ibang bansa? Would you call that pro-China if you are a friend of China? Of course, it's wrong connotation. Ginagamit lang yan ng mga pro-Americans na sila talaga as in, mahirap na magsalita. But going back to kung hindi ka gusto makipagkaibigan sa ibang bansa, i-demolish mo yung DFA. So what's the point of having a DFA if you don't want to have friends with other countries, especially with a superpower? Diba? Ano bang klaseng logic yan? Para lang yan sa mga, yung kokote, hindi mo maintindihan kung nasaan. But in any case, going back to Kong Marcoleta, ito, magpo-post ako ngayong gabi para i-clarify ito, at may nagsalita din na nagbibida-bida na feeling niya, alam niya, which is in fact hindi, at mali siya doon. Pero mamaya, after the interview, i-share ko din sa inyo. Pero just to support Senator Marcoleta, thus far, there is no record whatsoever at the Division for Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea or with the UN Secretary General, United Nations Secretary General, showing that the Philippines has submitted geographical coordinates of its maritime zone. Now, if you want to challenge me on this, you can check the website of the Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea. And I will also make a post about this later. Kasi sinusulat ko pa yung komentaryo on this para makita. And I will also put in that post sa Facebook ko yung link at saka some evidence na wala tayo, and then what we have actually done. Okay, yan ang totoo, which is correct si Senator Marcoleta on this. Wala tayong sinubmit sa DOALOS or Division for Ocean Affairs and the Law of the Sea so far, or sa UN Secretary General na coordinates. Walang ganon. So that is a misinformation. And later i-reinforce ko yan sa FB post ko. Pag sinabi mong maritime zones, yan ay yung EEZ, yan ang contiguous zone at saka yung continental shelf. Only ang nilagay lang natin, ang nasubmit lang, is the baseline has been deposited. It's ibig sabihin yung baseline. However, when you say deposited o submission and recognition are two different things. Hindi ibig sabihin na sinubmit mo yung baseline mo or nagsubmit ka, in that sense na recognize na siya. No, that is not true. Nag-deposit ka. The recognition is another story. Just to make it sure. But I'll explain more later kasi ang hirap dito nga explain, Mark, kasi napaka-technical din niya, to be very honest. Kahit nga ako, paulit-ulit ko munang tinitignan, binabasa, iniintindi before mo siya ma-digest. Kaya nga ang hirap ng debate na to kasi hindi naman siya ganun kadaling maintindihan ng mga Pilipino eh. So kaya nga hindi ko maintindihan ang mga senador natin. Why do they have to talk about this? Why do they ask the DFA to explain these things? Kasi trabaho ng DFA ito eh. Hindi naman trabaho ito ng mga ng mga politiko. So yun.
Mm-mm. Prof, magandang gabi. Si Almar po ito. May iba lang ako ng konti.
Mm-mm.
Ano yung nakita
Oo.
mong impact, Prof, doon sa pagkikita ni First Lady Liza Marcos at Chinese Ambassador to the Philippines na nangyari ito, yung pagkikita nila habang sa kasagsagan pa po ng World War ng Chinese Embassy at ng ilang government officials po ng Pilipinas?
Ano yung impact?
Yes po.
To be frank, I am not sure about that. Sorry Kasi, unang-una, First Lady kasi siya. I mean, it's okay. In a party, nagkita kayo. Halimbawa, ng ambassador ng China, nagkita kayo. Tapos, siya ng First Lady siya. So, I think the ambassador of China, the new ambassador of China to the Philippines, parang diplomat yan. Siyempre, makipag-usap, chika-chika, and all that. Whatever it is, that pinag-usapan nila. Pero, sa akin, I don't know. Kasi sa akin, she's the First Lady. Hindi naman siya elected official. Hindi naman siya ang presidente. Unless totoo ang chismis na siya talaga ang gumagalaw bilang presidente. Kasi marami nagchichismis na ganun nga. I don't know if it's wrong or right. But well, yan ang lumalabas. So ngayon, for me, I don't know about it in terms of impact. Because for me, I would rather see the president himself talking to the ambassador and resolving this crisis, diplomatic crisis, and making it, ayusin niya yung diplomatic relation with China. Kasi mas may bearing yun kung ang presidente ang kausap ng ambassador. Kasi siya ang presidente ng Pilipinas. Hindi naman presidente si Lisa eh. 'Di ba? Pero sa akin, it's polite for an ambassador and a diplomat to talk to the First Lady kung nagkita sila sa isang event, I think. But impact, I don't know really. I don't really see, well, as far as legal, as official, being official is concerned. Pero, pero siguro, very strategic itong mga taga-Chinese embassy, especially the new ambassador, kasi siguro, dun sa event, kinausap niya si Lisa, kasi nga, may mga lumalabas na mga chika-chika. I don't know how true it is, but many of the people na nakakausap ko in this is medyo reliable naman. Si Lisa ang siya ang power behind the president, something to that effect, or she has huge influence in how the government is being run because of something to that effect. But I'm not saying na ako nagsasabi noon. Ang sinasabi ko lang, naririnig ko siya sa mga chika-chika with friends. So I don't know if it's true, but that is what I hear usually. So yun.